Good evening and welcome. My name is Katie Toris. I know Jeanne through St. Michael Parish School in Wheaton, where our children attended and participated in sports together. Jeanne served as the cross-country coach for both the girls and the boys, and I would add for all 4 grades, 5th through 8th. All had the opportunity to see in action Jeanne the coach, Jeanne the mom. At practices and meets, Jeanne's true character was on display. Jeanne's message was simple. The team does best when each individual works their hardest and races the smartest. Thus, while she celebrated many team victories, she never failed to recognize those girls and boys who struggled and toiled, who perhaps didn't earn a ribbon, but earned her respect. She did not simply lead, she inspired. As a mother, this is a style of coaching, this is the type of character, this is the type of individual you want to mentor your child. Jeanne's philosophy that hard work and perseverance are what matters most is also on display in her public life. She has confidence in each person as an individual. She knows each person has value, and each person's talents, whatever they may be, are an asset to society. This is a fundamental principle upon which this nation was built and continues to prosper. Jeanne has confidence in each and every American and confidence in America. Now I'd like to introduce Jeanne's son, Andrew.
Thank you, Katie. I'm proud to be here tonight in support of my mom and her campaign. When she told me I'd be speaking here tonight, I was honored and a little bit shocked that she would place this much trust in me. Then I realized that I'm just her oldest child available at the moment. Months ago, when I was still at school, my mom called me and sort of toyed with the idea of running for Congress. My immediate reaction was, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. I knew this full well that I'd be gone for almost all the hard work, so thank you. Nonetheless, I'm happy to be here. I have, however, seen the effort required to run and win elections. So here we are, another campaign. A lot of people wonder why she's doing this again. It is in part because there are a lot of voices in Washington right now who are making decisions for people my age. There are too many people telling us how we should feel about them reducing our opportunities and restricting our freedom to pursue the lives we choose. Very simply, it's easy to see how politicians today are setting up many of us for failure tomorrow. This race is not just about my mom. Jeanne Ives is not here to level up. She's not here for status. She's not here for money, not for her own entertainment. She's here for all of you in this room. She's here for me and my siblings, and you and your children, because they are the ones that will have to suffer from the decisions made in DC. My mom is here to make her voice heard on a larger stage because she believes that her voice can make a difference. I believe that too. So tonight, on behalf of my absent brothers, Matt and Nick, the 3 of us that are standing here today, the ones she likes, me, Joe, and Louisa, our father, Paul, it is my honor to introduce the next Congresswoman from Illinois' 6th District, my mom, Jeanne Ives.
Wow, I just don't know what to say. I never, Andrew wrote that speech himself, and he had me look it over, and I was almost in tears because it was, you never know what your kids are going to say about you. And he did a great job. So anyway, I thank you, Andrew, so much. Thank you all for being here with me and my family tonight. A special thanks to Mary Plunkett for setting up this wonderful event and the staff at Cantini for serving us. I chose Cantini, and if you have not had a chance to visit the museum or peruse the grounds, I highly encourage you to do. This is a place of history. This is a place where the military is celebrated. This is a place where we all feel like a patriot, which is how we should all feel all the time. On behalf of my two missing sons, Matt and Nick, I am sure that they wanted to be here. However, Matt is in Alaska. He just finished his duty in the military as an Army Ranger yesterday. And Nick is in, yes, thank you. And Nick could not be with us today either because he is serving in the Navy as a Navy pilot in Virginia. But I know they are here with us in spirits, and the videos that I have sent them to review have been highly critiqued by them as well, so they are helping. But I want to start tonight with a simple statement. I am proud to be an American. We live in the greatest nation on earth because we live as free men and women. So the question before us today is whether our freedom is the source of problems in America, as Representative Shaun Caston believes, or the solution to our problems, as I believe. That's why I asked you to join me here this evening. We have a big question to answer in the 2020 election. Are our freedoms and free enterprise system the problems or the path forward? Shaun Caston wants you to believe that getting rid of private health insurance, deindustrializing our economy, and raising your taxes makes you more free. Shaun Caston wants you to believe that taking what he thinks he deserves, like a congressional pay raise, and then telling you what you don't deserve, like to make choices on everything from your children's education to your health care, that makes you more free. Shaun Caston simply wants you to believe that more government equals more freedom. Does that sound right to you? No. Of course not. We know the balance between government and freedom works like a seesaw. When one side goes up, the other side goes down. Shaun Caston no more understands the laws of physics than he does the science of climate change. It gets worse. I know. Shaun Caston uses hate to misdirect people's attention away from his assaults on our freedom and our free enterprise system. When asked to identify a leader he looks to for guidance, Shaun Caston selected a profane bigot named Dan Savage, who has called evangelical Christians pieces of bleep. And he said of Republicans, I wish they were all bleeping dead. Shaun Caston doesn't disavow such language. He doubles down on it, as he did when he compared our President of the United States to Osama bin Laden. Now, reasonable people can disagree on policy, and they can disagree on politicians, but no reasonable person can disagree with the disgusting nature of those remarks. Shaun Caston is not a reasonable person. He is a reckless, spiteful demagogue. Mr. Caston isn't interested in making America better. He's only interested in making it more bitter. So, after much prayer and talks with my family and with many of you, I'm announcing my candidacy for Congress for Illinois' 6th Congressional District. The talented individuals, successful businesses, great schools, and innovative social service providers in our district, we should be a national leader on policy. However, in order for us to have what we know works reflected in our laws, we must have leadership willing to look past labels and work with those who share our interests and oppose those who do not. According to ProPublica, Shaun Caston has voted with his Democrat Socialist colleagues 98% of the time. As you know, both locally and in state government, I was willing to work with Democrats on issues like health care access, and oppose Republicans who betray their commitments, as you know, like when I ran against a sitting Republican governor in a primary. And on that latter matter, because we need to address it, if you like the Rauner Republican model of taxpayer-funded abortion on demand, crony taxpayer bailouts of big corporations, sanctuary state policies, and tax increases, complemented by lying about conservatives who opposed those betrayals, then you're going to love my primary opponent, who was Rauner's #1 cheerleader. Do we need more of that in DC? No. I don't think so. By contrast, I honored my commitments to my constituents, both on the Wheaton City Council and in the General Assembly. I consistently communicated to the families I served to keep them in the loop on the legislation that was pending, the arguments that were being made, and the implications of success or defeat. I never want someone that I represent to say, but I didn't know. I stand on my reform record of breaking up scams run on taxpayers' dime and instituting accountability mechanisms. For example, my reform bills and the audit passed in the wake of the College of DuPage spending scandal became the model of similar legislation for all of higher education in Illinois. The legislation I initiated to ensure that insurance companies and healthcare providers provided adequate coverage when either one wanted to break their contract in the middle of a premium year became the network adequacy bill that now ensures people across Illinois have adequate access to health services. And literally, the property tax bill I proposed that would require a thorough reevaluation of how we assess property to ensure fairness and accuracy was copied word for word by the Democrats in 2017 and passed under their banner. They only passed it after the Chicago Tribune exposed the unfair system in Cook County that the Chicago Democrats had protected for generations. They wouldn't give me credit for my work, so they stole my work instead. As a side note, the Tribune was 2 years behind me in exposing those inequities. In 2015, during debate on the issue, I spoke of the Cook County property tax classification system's gross unfairness to poor and lower income families. Now, I certainly didn't pass all the legislation I had hoped. It's tough to do that in the minority when you have a House Speaker named Mike Madigan who operates in something less than good faith. If I had, though, Illinois wouldn't be the worst-run state in the nation. But I never wavered from standing up to the special interests and the big government politicians in both parties. They may say I got little done, but look at what they got done against my opposition. The highest state and local tax burden in the nation, the highest unfunded pension liabilities in the nation, the worst credit rating in the nation, and the state suffering the most residents leaving annually in the nation. To paraphrase Robert Browning, what I aspired to do and did not comforts me. Thank you. So a long time ago, I received a coffee mug from Congressman Peter Roskam. On that coffee mug was the simple phrase, "Appreciate America." Those words are a reminder for us to count our blessings to have been the recipients of citizenship in the United States of America. Peter Roskam and his family faithfully served our district and always reminded us of the greatness of this country, as did Henry Hyde before him. Tonight, as we launch our campaign for election to the 6th Congressional District, I do so with Peter and Elizabeth Roskam's full support and endorsement. Shaun Caston and his House Democrat Socialist colleagues like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar want to rewrite America's history into something it never was in order to transform America into something it should never be. We are ready to take on Shaun Caston and company. Lastly, and I must note it, my family and I are ready to suffer the left's name-calling and its ignorant racist identity politics, because it's a small price to pay to preserve the rule of law and equal protection before it, and to preserve the freedom to choose our professional pursuits and how we pursue them. I have faith that with your help, we will be victorious, and more importantly, America's enduring values will be victorious. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you all.